Yeah, hi team. So I think we can go and start the session. Let me share my screen. So today we are going to see a new topic, which is a FBDI, file-based data import. Right, okay, how we can go and load the bulk data into the Fusion. So let me go and log into the Fusion instance. So yesterday we are not able to take the session because of the instance issue. So today we got that Fusion specific user. So we can go and log in into that one. So in this one, right, if you see, we have the procurement, and in the procurement, right, we'll go and try to insert the suppliers. So we have seen that when we are doing REST through REST API, right, we are able to insert the records here, right, in the system. That okay, how we can go and add the records. So all those things we are able to see here. Same way, right, we'll see that okay, if you have to create the supply, right, bulk, right, how we can go and create, right. So now we'll go into this system again. So if you have to do through the FBDI, file-based data import, right? So what we need to do, right? We need to get the template first. So what is the template we have? We can come here, FBDI template for suppliers. We can just search with this one. Then what will happen, right? This first official website will come. So file-based data import. So we are into this one. And now where we do it, where we can go to the suppliers. So we wanted to import the suppliers here. So we can do. So if you see import suppliers from external source into Oracle Fusion Supply Model. So here we have that okay, where we need to do what is the UCM account, and here we have this file, right? So this is our template what we have. In which table the data will go? So the schedule process is import supplies, and it will go the data into this table, right? So now what we do, right? This is the template what we have. So we can go and download the template from here. So if you say it will be downloaded. So we can say that okay, yes, we can go and download here. So we can come into this one. We can create a new folder. And we can go and save into this one. So what happened, right? We have saved our template right here. We can go and open this into the folder. So this is a template what we have. Let me go and open this template. So what it will contain right here. So this is our template which it will contain all the values. So here, right, that who all the steps, each and everything, right, it is mentioned here that okay, what all things we can go and do, right? And when we do the FBDI, right, what will happen? Directly the data will not go into the main table. It will go into the staging table. So if you see right here, overview, right, supply interface process allows you to load supplies from external system. This process validate data into the interface table. So first the data will go to the interface table. And once it is loaded correctly into the interface table, then the data will go to the main table, which is a POZ suppliers and other tables also, right? So this is what we have. Now, what we do, right? We can go and prepare the template. So in this one, right? This is a place where we can go and put our data, right? So this is the thing which we can go and put the data. Once we have the data, right? Then what we need to do, right? We need to generate the CSV file and then Excel template formatted. So these things we have to keep in mind that, okay, what we can do, what we can do and how we can do, right? So that is the complete instructions it is mentioned here. But this second type is the one where we can go and add the data and we can go and prepare our FBDI. So I have that steps mentioned, right? So if you say it in this one, right, these are the fields which are the mandatory files. So we'll try to load the data through FBDI in our application. So what I will do, right, if you see, we have this one. So we can go and delete these records and we'll just try to load only 2 records. So what is this batch, right? So batch is the one. So whenever we load one time, right? So that complete thing, right? It is a batch here. So we can give a name here, B21 underscore. We can say 7 May 0, right? So for example, this is the batch name we can give. We can give any batch name. It is completely up to us. I can remove this one. So in the whole file, right, the batch name is going to be seen, right? That, okay, this is the batch we have. We can say, okay, now we wanted to create. So we can say create. What is the name we wanted to give, right? So we can give our own name here. So I can write B21 FBDI supplier 1, right? So this is it. And second supplier. So 2 suppliers we wanted to create. Corporation type, supply type, right? Rest all the informations, it will have the same. Now, what is the next thing which we wanted to change, right? So the next thing which we wanted to change, right, is this taxpayer ID, right? Because we know, right, this taxpayer ID should be unique, right? So if you see, right, in this document, I have mentioned it, batch ID, import action, supplier type, corporation type, right? So all these things, it's mandatory, right? So we have put all those things here. So this taxpayer ID we need to go and modify. So we can come here and we can write here 991. 881 we can write. And it will be the 882. Right? So what we have, right? We have prepared the file. Right? So what we happen, right? We have generated. So if you said when we do through REST API, right? Or when we do through the screen, right? Front end, what will happen, right? We can go and create only one at a time. But in this one, right? We can go, suppose if we have 1,000 supplies, right? We can go and put all those 1,000 supplies into one Excel sheet. We can prepare the file and we can go and load into the system. Right? So this is what we have done, right? But can we go and upload this directly? No, we cannot go and upload this directly. So what we need to do, right? We have to come here and now we have to prepare this generate CSV file. So once our data is completed, right? Once our data prepared, then what we do, we can come here and we can generate the CSV file. So we can say generate CSV. So what it will do, right? It will go and generate 2 files. One is the, it will go BDS supply, we can say. We can go and put into this one. Right here. So what will happen, right? One zip file will be created and one CSV file will be created. So we can say here save, and again we can go and do the save. So what happened now, right? If you see CSV and zip file has been created, we can come here. Now we can go to the folder. So what happened, right? This is our template which was, right? And these are the files, right, which we have created. So in this zip file, right, what will have, right? Same CSV file we have. So whatever the CSV file is this one, right? Same it is available here also. So we can go and see what is this CSV file got generated now. We can open into the notepad. So if you see it, this is how it will be created. Create batch number, right? So supply number. So all those things, right? If you see, right, it will be created like this one, right? Now this file we can go and use to load into the system, right? So how we can go? So now two things will be there. One is like this file we can prepare. We can go and follow the process manually and we can load the system. Second is like we can go and place this file over the FTP server, and from there, right, we can go and do, right? So that OIC will do that one, right? So first today we'll perform that manually only, that okay, how we can go and do this file, right? So these are the steps what we have. So first we have to upload this file to the UCM, right? So what is this UCM? UCM is nothing but the Universal Content Management. So whatever the files we upload, right, into the Fusion, right? So those things it will come and upload here. So we can come to our one. So how we can go and access that one content server, right? So we can go and use this one URL, and after that one, right, we can write CS, right, content server. And once we enter, right, what will happen, right? The content server it will open. So there, right, whatever the files will be there, right? If you see, this is the web center content. Here, all the files it will go and upload. Whatever the files uploaded, right? So it will go and show all the files here. If you see, right, whatever the files got uploaded, right? So each and everything it will go and show here. What we do, right? We can go and upload our file. Can we directly put no? So this is the place where we can go and see that okay, file got uploaded or not. So from where we can go and upload? So from the Fusion only we'll go and upload. So we can come here. So what is the option step, right? We have to go to the tools and file import and export for the file upload. So we can come to this one, navigation. We can go to the tools, and then right here we have file import and export. So we can come to this one and we can go and upload that file. Now this is the place, right? From here also, right, we can go and see whatever the files got uploaded, right? So we can go and see, right? So if you see it, all the same files, right? It is showing here also, right? So we wanted to upload our file here, right? So what we do, we can go and click into this plus button. Now we can go and attach that file here. So which file we wanted to attach, right? The zip file, right? We don't have to attach the CSV, we have to attach the zip file. So we can come here and we can attach this one. Now what is that account, right? How we know, right? Like if you see different accounts are there. So in which account we need to put it? So that is mentioned here. If you see UCM account, PRC supplier import. So in this account, right, we have to import this one. So we can come here, PRC supplier import, right? So this is what we have, right? PRC supplier import. So this is what we need to do. Now we can do save and close. So what will happen, right? Once this is completed, right? What will happen, right? It will go and show that. If you see, right, our file got imported here, right? We can go and check into the content server also. We can go and click into search again. So if you see, right, the new file, right, the one which we just uploaded, right, with this one, right, it got completed, right? If you and UCM ID will be, it will give the UCM ID. You can go and download the file also in case if you wanted to have that, right? You can click into this one. You can go and see that file, more information about that file. So you can have different options here, right? So this is what we are able to have here, correct? Now this file will go and use for the second step. So first step, we have uploaded the file to the content server, right? Now what is the next one we wanted to do, right? We wanted to load the data to the interface table, right? So as I told, right, data directly we cannot go and load to the main table. first where it will go, right? It will go to the interface table. So if you see it, first we have to load the data into this table, POZ suppliers interface. Once it is loaded properly here, right, then only we have to go and move to the main table, right? So what we have to do, right? First we have to load this file, right? Load file to the interface table, right? So in this one, what is the process? We have to go to the tools, schedule process, and schedule new process. So we can go and follow this one. Again, we can come to the tools, then schedule process. We can come to the schedule process, and then right, we can go and schedule a new process here. So we can create a new process. So what is the process name, right? So the process name is like load interface file for import. So this is the process name what we have. So we can go and put that name here. So if you see it, transfer setup or transaction data file from a user specified location to the interface table, right? It means we will load this one, right? We can go and click into OK. Now, what is that import process, right? So what we wanted to import, right? We wanted to import the supplier, right? So here we can go and write import suppliers, or we can go and search also. So we can come here and we can search here import suppliers. So import suppliers will come. We can go and click into this one. Then here it will ask about the file, right? Data file, which is the file which we wanted to load. So we can go and see. So whatever the file we have imported, right? So it will go and show the name, right? So if you see it, today we have uploaded the file, right? These are also some files are there, right? But this is on 1st May. So this is our new file. So if you see it, if you wanted to skip this step one, right? See directly also we can go and upload the file here, right? So if you wanted to skip, right, we can go and skip the option one, right? So we can go and upload the file directly also here, or we can go and select the imported file. So this is our file which got imported. So we can select from this list, or we can go and upload a new file. Both the options are there. So we can select here. Then we can say submit. So what it will do, right? It will go and run the process. Refresh. So if you select load interface file for import, process got started. It is in the wait. So it will go and complete 3 processes. If you see, it is in the running mode. So what will happen, right? These 3 processes will load. First load file for import, transfer file, and then load file for the interface. So once this 3 process complete, right, then we can say that, okay, data got loaded. If you see, right, 3 process got completed, right? Load interface file for import, transfer file, load file to interface, right? It means all 3 process got completed here. Now we can go. It means like our data got transferred to the interface table. Now we can go and move our data from interface table to the main table. So for that one, right, what we need to do, right? We have to go and run the second data, load supply to the main table, right? So again, same process we have to do, tools, schedule process, and new process. So we already into this page only, right? So we can go and create a second process. So what is that second process, right? So this time we don't have to load interface. We have to directly import suppliers, right? So we can go. So if you see, right, if you know the name, we can write the name. Otherwise here also we have the search thing. We can go and search here also. So we can say import, right? So all the import, whatever we can do, right? All the imports will come here, right? So this process name, right? You can go and get from here also. If you see right here, schedule process, right? Import suppliers, right? So what is the method it will have, right? So it will have this import suppliers. So if you say different imports will be there. So what we need, right? We need is that import suppliers. So it will be very in the bottom. So we can just give here import suppliers. So this is our one, right? Import suppliers. So we can go and import the supplier here. We can say OK and OK. So it will come, right? Now here that options will come, right? What is the import option? New, report exception only, and then batch ID. So this batch ID we have to give, right? So if you see it, why we need to give the batch ID, right? Because if you see it, I also have run the interface process and you also have run the interface process, right? So what will happen, right? In the staging file, right? Or into that interface table, right? Both of our data will be there, right? If you don't provide, right, what will happen, right? All the records, right? Without a batch, right? So they will be processed. So we wanted to process only our batch record, right? So what is our batch ID, right? So this was our batch ID, right? So we can go and put this batch ID that, okay, whatever the data is there with this batch, right, into the interface table, load those data from this interface table to the main table, right? So if you said, let me open this one. So if you see it till now, right, the data is there into the interface table. So it will not go and show into our actual screen. Let me go and open that actual screen first. Home, procurement, suppliers, manage suppliers. So this is a supplier we are creating, right? B21 FBDI. Let us go and see. If you say it will not show anything, right? That okay, we don't have any records as of now, right? So what we can do now, right? We can come back again. And now once we complete this process, right? Then only the data will come. So we can say submit and okay. Now we can go and run the page again. So if you said import suppliers got started, we can go and refresh. So what will happen, right? This will also complete two process. So once those two process completed, right? Then what will happen, right? Our data will be available into the main table. So if you say what two process it will do, right? Import suppliers and update supplier keyboard. So these two process it will go and complete. So once these two process got completed, right? What will happen, right? We will go and get these options. So we can go to the, so if you see it, both the process got completed, right? Now we can come back again here. And this time if I will go and search it, so our two records will be there. If you see suppliers in this one, right? If I will go and show you the column source one, yeah, creation source. So it will show that option as import, right? So it means like these options we have created through the import process, right? So if you said two records got created automatically, right? In one go, we have created two records. If suppose we could have created, right, 100, so all 100 would have been created here in one go, right? So for that reason, right, what we do, right, we don't need to have this one, that okay, one by one. So until now, right, what is the different options we have seen? We can come here, we can go and create a supply from here. So let me create one supply from here, B21. So this one I will give the name as manual, manual supplier one. We can say spend, corporation, tax country, we can say US, right? So we can go and create with this one. So our got created it. We can go and do the save and close, right? So if you see it, if I will go and search only with the B21, right? So if you see it, B21 also got created, right? So through FBDI also we are able to import. And if you see it, B20 manual, right? So if you see creation source, it is a manual, right? That means through UI we have created this one, right? So two options we have seen. Now we can go and create the same thing with the help of REST API also, right? So let me just open my Postman. So let me share screen back. So if you said here we have created the create supply site in our case. So that time right we are creating into this system. So let me go and change this one. This one. So we wanted to load into this one. What is our credentials? So with this account we wanted to do. So we can say and we can go to the body. This is what we do, right? So here I can do B21. I can say REST supplier one, right? So through REST API we wanted to try rest all options. It is going to be same only. So we can give here 883 883, right? So this is the format we have given. Now we can go and do the SAT here. So let me complete. So if you said supply got created, right? Our one. We can go and just save this one. Now we can go and come to our instance back and we can say search again. So if you see, right, we got B21 REST supply one as right. So this came created from the web service, right? So these are the three different options we can go and use. And these three options, right, is not like only for the supply, for any business model, right? For anything you wanted to load into the procurement or in the ERP or finance, right? So this is the same approach we have to use, right? That either we can go and use the manual option from the screen. So if it is a small set, right, we can go and do that from the screen. If it is a again some small set, but the values keep coming, right? Like every day 10 supplies, 5 supplied, right? So we can go and do with the help of REST API also. Or if it is a bulk, right? Like when the first time when we load, right? So suppose when fusion configuration is happening, right? First time. So that time, right? Whatever the supplies we have into our old system, right? All those things needs to be migrated here, right? So that time, right? It is possible we have 500, 600 or 1000, right? So that time, right? Manual option is also not feasible. REST API option is not also feasible, right? Because that will have timeout something, right? And with that also, right, we can go and do one by one record only. So that time, right, what will happen? We will have the FBDI option, file-based data import. So it means, right, what we do, we can prepare the file into the format. We can follow this process. So whatever the steps we have, right? So we can go and follow those steps, and then we can go and load the data, right? So that is how. What are the different three ways we can go and load the data into the Fusion? So now whatever, if you see right in the import process, right, to load this one, right, we have followed this step, right? So with the help of OIC, right, we can go and automate all this process. So whatever the steps we have done, right? So we are running FBDA also, right? We are doing through manual, right? It means we are preparing, we are loading the file. In case, right, suppose every day, right, we will get 100 supplies. So that time also, right, it is not possible, right? So what will happen, right? Whatever the file got prepared, right? So that file we can go and use and we can go and prepare here, right? So that is what we can go and use for the FPDI. So this also, right, we can go and automate with the help of OIC. So that we will go and see in the further classes. But manually, right, how we have to take care of this one, right? So this is how we can go and do the manually. Now, if I will come to here, right? In this case, if you see for each and everything, right, we have the import process. Suppose we wanted to for import, right? We wanted to import supplier address as right. So for a supplier address, right, it is a different FBDI file we have. It will go into the different table, right? So same way, right, we have different things for each and everything here. So this is there for all the procurement modules. So like blank purchase order, if you wanted to import, right? So for this one purchase order, we have this one, right? So different files we have different. If requisition, if you wanted to write, so for requisition, it is different template. Negotiation lines, so it will be the different negotiation, right? So that is what, right? Like the process is going to be same, only the data and the process names will change. but the steps, right, are going to be same here. For example, right, if suppose we are importing the purchase orders, right, so what will happen, right? So UCM account, we have to use this one, right? Then we have to use this one and we do import supplied, right? So instead of import supplied, we have to use import orders, right? And the corresponding file we have to use, right? So that is what we can go and do, or how we can go and use that FPDI into the Fusion. So anyone has any questions, we can go and take those questions now.
So supplier sites, we have to do it separately. Can you show the supplier sites? Because generally we load all the details, right? Normal process, but
No, you are talking about like all these things.
Yeah. Can you open the supplier sites there? Just one step above, left side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can open this on supplier sites. So this is a template what we have. We can open this template. So in this one, if you see it, this is what we have. So suppliers will be there, right? Supply information and all. Along with that one, right? We will go and upload this also.
My question is, so if we want to load supplier, we are newly creating a supplier, okay? Supplier sites, all the details at one go can't we do?
No, I think it's a separate template, right? So we have to prepare the separate templates and we have to load.
Because how the supplier there and in the header and sites it will be linked. That's
No. If you see it, what are now? Once you loaded the supply, right? Now you can go and load the supply sites for those things. So in one, you cannot go and run like all supplier sites and everything. First, you have to load the supplier, and once supply is gone, right, then you can go and load the supplier sites.
okay.
Again, I'm not that functional person, so maybe it is a different way. But like what I know, right? So based on that one, right, as we have a different files, different tables, it will go, and it is a different process, right? If you see import supplier sites, so we have to run the separate process for this one. So with one, we cannot go and load the all those things into one. Because when you run import supplies, so what will happen, right? The data will go into only into this interface table. When you run this supplier side, right? So the data will go into this in these two tables, supplier sides interface and third party interface lines.
And if some of the record fails, we have this error handling mechanism. Some of the suppliers are not loaded, okay?
Right. So that one, right?
To
In
handle
this only, yeah.
Right?
So suppose it will error out here, right? If suppose something goes wrong, right? So what will happen, right? It will error out, and in this attachment, right, you can go and see the reports. So in this case, right, if you see, right, we have run our reports. So we can go and see the report PDF here. That okay, what happened? So we can click into this one. And if you see it, suppliers not imported 0, suppliers imported, it will show 2 count, right? It means we have uploaded the 2 suppliers, right? So if suppose whichever suppliers got not imported, right? So that it will go and show here, and suppliers imported, it will go and show here, right? For example, right, if I will go and try to load the same file, right? If I will try to load the same file, right, what will happen, right? I will get that issue, right? Because my suppliers are already there. So what will happen in that case, right? In this case, report is showing all the suppliers we are able to import successfully. Now let me come here and perform the steps again with the same file I will do. So I can say first, we wanted to process this one, load process. Okay. we can use the same file, whatever we uploaded. We can write the process, import suppliers. Okay, we need to select from this list only. Import suppliers, or we can go and select the same file. So this is our file which we have. Okay, not this one actually. This is on the first one. Let us come to our content server. So if you say whatever the file we have loaded, right? So after load, the process got deleted that file, right? So what we do, right? We can go and use that same file again. So this time, right, I can go and use this option, import option from here. And this is our file which we already loaded. We can go and use the same file again. Okay. And I can do the submit. Refresh. So the process got started. Let it complete. And if you say whatever we have uploaded from here, right? So that also it will go and show here, I guess. So if you see it, the file got uploaded again here. So whether we use from import process or we use this option, the file will come to the UCM server. So if you see it, this process still running. So all three processes got completed again, right? Succeeded, succeeded, succeeded. Now what we do, right? We can go and run our second process. So we can run this import suppliers. Okay. And we can give the batch ID. So what is our batch ID which we have? So this is the batch ID what we have. And submit. Okay. Refresh. So if you see, right, this will keep running now. We can come to this one and we can see, right? So we have 4 records, right? So now, if suppose the file will work properly, right? 2 more records will come. If the file is not working properly, so no new records will come. Let us see here. So import supply got completed. It will go and create one more process. So if you see it got completed, we can come here. So if you see it is generating one file only. If is suppliers not imported 0, suppliers imported 0. So it means like whatever the records we wanted to load, right? It got not loaded here, right? Why? Because if you say no data exists for this report, no data, right? It means like the records not inserted here anything, right? So that is what we can go and have that. Okay, the data whichever we wanted to load, right? So that is not got loaded. So the report will be, so this is system generated reports. We can go and see from here that okay, what is the data loaded and what is the data which is not loaded here. So any questions into this one?
So this error handling, I mean, as a part of the integration, right? From OIC, we need to somehow notify this file, right? Back.
Yeah, in case if you need to notify, right? Yes, we need to notify these reports separately. Otherwise, like with this one, right, we will get this status, and based on the success status also, right, we can say process completed or not. In case if you wanted to send this notifications reports and all, right, yes, we can go and send those reports also.
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking like when we do the integration, right? Through
Right.
integration, when we load, we can see this. Oh,
Yes, we can send those files over email.
yeah,
Because these files are system generated, so file got generated. And if you
right.
wanted to use these files, right, for sending that message or email or anything, right, you can send those.
Yeah, okay.
Any other questions if we have? Okay, so if no question, then I think we can wrap up the session today here only. Tomorrow we'll see that, okay, how we can go and do this into the OIC. Anyone, any questions? Okay, so if no question, then I think we can wrap up here only. Thank you all. And please start practicing as we are towards the end of the training. So please start doing the testing and like hands-on. So if you face any issue, we can go and look into those. Thank you all.
Thank you.